GED Science Practice Test 1. Question 1. The tilt of Earth's rotational axis toward or away from the Sun causes which of the following? Global warming, daylight savings time, 24-hour days, seasons. The tilt of the Earth's axis as it orbits the Sun results in different parts of the Earth receiving different amounts of sunlight throughout the year, creating the seasons. Question 2. Trophic level table description. Based on the table, which of the following animals would be classified as a tertiary consumer? Deer, anteater, squirrel, great white shark. Tertiary consumers are top predators that eat secondary consumers. In most aquatic food chains, a great white shark fits this role. Question 3. White nose syndrome is an emerging disease that affects North American bats, named for a white fungal growth around the muzzles and wings of hibernating bats. The Kentucky State Park system began counting bats in each of its 6 colonies once a year. What was the mean number of bats in 2020 for the 6 colonies in the park? 338, 304, 343, 2028. The mean is calculated by dividing the total number of bats, 2028, by the number of colonies, 6, which equals 338. Question 4. White nose syndrome is an emerging disease that affects North American bats, named for a white fungal growth around the muzzles and wings of hibernating bats. The Kentucky State Park system began counting bats in each of its 6 colonies once a year. What was the median number of bats in 2021 for the 6 colonies in the park? 304, 204, 292, 380. The median is the middle value in a sorted list of data points. For the 2021 data, the median value is 292. Question 5. Use the energy pyramid to answer the question. How is energy obtained by primary producers? Photosynthesis, glycolysis, the citric acid cycle, oxidative phosphorylation. Primary producers, like plants and algae, obtain energy from sunlight through the process of photosynthesis. Question 6. The Grand Canyon, located in Arizona, was created approximately 5 million years ago from the Colorado River. It is 277 miles long, up to 18 miles wide, and over a mile deep. What interaction between Earth systems was most likely responsible for the creation of this landmark? Erosion of rock from water, wind abrasion on the soil, landslides, tectonic fissures. The Colorado River carved the Grand Canyon over millions of years through the process of water erosion. Question 7. Hypothesis: increasing the temperature of solvent A allows all dissolvable solutes to dissolve faster. Substance A is dissolvable in solvent A, while substance B is not. Given these 2 hypotheses, which of the following is most likely to be true? Substance A will dissolve faster in solvent A at higher temperatures. Substance B will dissolve slower in solvent A at higher temperatures. Substance B will dissolve slower than substance A in solvent A, regardless of temperature. Substance A in solvent A will not form a solution at any temperature. Since substance A is dissolvable and higher temperatures increase dissolution speed, it will dissolve faster when the solvent is heated. Question 8. When a person reaches out and touches a hot pan, the nervous system is triggered and activates which system to move the hand away? Skeletal system, muscular system, endocrine system, nervous system. The nervous system sends a signal to the muscular system to contract the muscles and move the hand away from the heat source. Question 9. In mice, gray fur color is dominant to white fur color. 2 mice mate, the female has white fur, genotype GG, and the male has gray fur, genotype GG. Use the Punnett square to calculate the probability that these 2 mice will produce an offspring with white fur. 25%, 50%, 75%. 100%. A cross between GG and GG results in 50% GG, gray, and 50% GG, white, offspring. Question 10. The oceans on Earth experience tides, which are periodic changes in sea levels. Which of the following is the cause of ocean tides? The gravitational pull of the Moon on planet Earth, varying wind intensity, density differences in sea water, movement of tectonic plates. Tides are primarily caused by the gravitational attraction between the Earth and the Moon. Question 11. Yellowstone National Park has a long-standing predator-prey relationship between Rocky Mountain wolves and deer. Gray wolves have also been reintroduced. Based on the ecosystem dynamics, what is the relationship between the Rocky Mountain wolf and the gray wolf? Mutualism, competition, predator-prey, commensalism. Two different wolf species in the same area hunting similar prey would be in competition for those resources. Question 12. A seesaw is an example of what type of simple machine? A wedge, a pulley, a lever and a pulley. A seesaw is a classic example of a first-class lever, where the fulcrum is located between the effort and the load. Question 13. DNA is hereditary material containing instructions for development and reproduction, stored as a code of 4 chemical bases. DNA can best be compared to which of the following? A person making a smoothie, a blender in which a smoothie is made, a recipe for a fruit smoothie, a fruit used in making a smoothie. DNA acts as a blueprint or instruction set, much like a recipe provides the instructions for making a dish. Question 14. What numbers are needed in the blank spaces to balance the chemical equation, S plus how many F atoms produce how many SF molecules? Use the coefficient 8 for sulfur. 5, 8, 24, 8, 6, 10, 8, 24. Balancing the equation often involves specific ratios, 24 fluorine atoms and 8 sulfur fluoride molecules. If the molecule is SF3, balances the mass of 8 sulfur atoms. Question 15. Newton's second law states that force equals mass times acceleration. Use this law to find the initial acceleration of an object with a mass of 40 kilograms when a force of 6 N is applied. Round to the nearest hundredth. 0.10, 0.15, 2.00, 6.67. Acceleration equals force divided by Massachusetts 6 divided by 40 equals 0.15 meters per second squared. Question 16. A study compared the heart rates of a trained cyclist and a sedentary individual during 15 minutes of cycling. Which of the following conclusions can be inferred from the data depicting heart rate as the work rate increases? The heart rate of the untrained individual was always lower. The heart rate of the trained individual increased faster. Trained individuals have higher resting heart rates. A greater resting heart rate is an indication of an untrained individual. Generally, cardiovascular training results in a more efficient heart and a lower resting heart rate. Question 17. The equation for photosynthesis shows carbon dioxide and water reacting to produce sugar and oxygen. Which of these statements about photosynthesis is true? 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 12 water produce 2 sugar and 6 oxygen. 12 molecules of carbon dioxide and 12 water produce 2 sugar and 12 oxygen. 1 molecule of sugar and 6 oxygen produce 6 water and 6 carbon dioxide. 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 water produce 1 molecule of sugar and 6 oxygen. The balanced chemical equation for photosynthesis is 6CO2 plus 6H2O yields C6H12O6 plus 6O2. Question 18. The diameter of a healthy male's aorta is 36 millimeters. If 1 meter is equal to 1,000 millimeters, what is the average diameter of the human male's aorta in meters? 0.0036, 0.036, 0.36, 36,000. To convert millimeters to meters, divide the number of millimeters by 1,000. 36 divided by 1,000 is 0.036. Question 19. In 1978, Janet Parker became ill with smallpox and died while working a floor above a lab studying the virus, despite having no direct contact with samples. Which of the following conclusions does this support? Smallpox is difficult to cure. Smallpox is an airborne virus. Smallpox is a bacterial infection. Smallpox only affects medical photographers. The fact that the virus traveled between floors without direct contact strongly suggests airborne transmission.